Continuing the phenomenal week of films in the middle of February, we have Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. A new film by director Gore Verbinski, who directed the original Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. His first film in 20 years is a brand new original sci-fi film. Man, I was excited for this movie. Out of film festivals, people were all like, oh, it's one of the best crazy movies that we've seen in a long time. And then I saw the trailer, I'm like, well, this looks like one of the best crazy movies we've seen in a long time. I was hyped for it. I went in, watched it as early as I possibly could. Here's my review. Before I dive into the review, what did you guys think about this movie? Were you big fans of it? Did it disappoint you? I want to know all that and more. And while you're down there, if you would hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell so you never miss another movie review. With that said, before I actually dive into my review, I just want to shout out the 5 kids and their parents or grandparents that were right behind me. I'm not saying this in kind of a douchey way. I'm saying this like in a genuine way. I sat down and I saw the 5 kids behind me. I was like, oh. Of course, we're going to have 5 kids behind me the entire freaking movie. And then they behaved throughout the entire movie. So thank you a lot. I thought they were there to see GOAT. I thought they were going to walk out halfway through the movie or like halfway through the beginning and just be like, oh, we're here for a different movie. Oh, no. No, because one of the kids behind me flat out went, oh, I cannot wait for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And I'm like, oh, okay. So not only that, but we have kids and families buying 6 tickets and supporting original sci-fi. That's awesome to a film lover like me. With that said, this movie rocks. It's phenomenal. We're going to talk about the negatives first because I don't really want to end this video talking about the negatives. First off, the big problem for me is the way the movie ends. I'm kind of just like, you know, why can't movies this year so far wrap up the endings well? You got Send Help with awesome Sam Raimi stuff, then just ending. You got this movie going in an interesting direction, and then it ends. And, like, I heard the music. I knew that something was going on. I was like, oh, please don't end. Please don't end. I'm invested. And then all of a sudden, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die title screen. I'm like, son of a bitch. Are we serious? They're going to end the movie like that? Are we setting up for a sequel or something? What are we doing, man? We got to end the movies better. I did not leave the theater as satisfied as I should have because of the way the movie ended. Also, at times, the movie felt a bit exhausting. Could be my fault. I wore a long sleeve shirt. It's 70 degrees outside, and the theater was hot as balls. So I was sweating throughout the entire movie. And sometimes I got a little bit restless. Kind of just wanted to walk outside, cool off. But you know what? I stayed in that theater, dang it! Because Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is awesome. I wrote my Letterboxd review before sitting down to film my YouTube review. And the thought that I had is, I just don't know where to start. And so I filmed half a review. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going with this. So I sat down for 10 minutes and wrote all the notes. This review is going to be so wild and wacky because there's so much stuff I loved from this movie that it's just hard to kind of narrow down my thoughts because my head's still spinning on how awesome this movie is. First off, original sci-fi, baby. Original sci-fi. We got an original sci-fi movie. It's a great movie, and it's releasing in theaters. We don't get stuff like this anymore. Everything's an IP or a sequel or a reboot, and I'm okay with that because I'm a fan of franchise movies, but it's awesome to get an original film like this and be this freaking good, man. And so, just that off the bat, like, Gore Verbinski tackles original sci-fi. That's awesome. Starting on a technical level, let's go ahead and start with the cast. Obviously, Sam Rockwell is charismatic as he always is in everything. He's always a scene stealer. It doesn't matter what movie or show he's in. If you get Sam Rockwell up there, I mean, he's going to steal every scene. He's great as this character. Juno Temple is a standout. Michael Pena in this movie, Zazie Beetz. But the one standout for me is Haley Lou Richardson as Ingrid. I loved her character. I loved what they did with her character in the back half of the movie. And I love the way the movie is stylized. Because the way the movie is sometimes throughout the action, we'll cut back and see the backstory of these characters. And I think Ingrid's was the one that's the most emotional. Susan also has a really emotional background, but Haley Lou Richardson as Ingrid, like, drew the most emotions out of me. and honestly made me tear up at some sequences because you feel so bad for her character a lot of the time. So the cast and characters are absolutely awesome in this movie. Continuing the technical level, the cinematography, way the movie's shot is incredible. The movie looks great. It's sleek. It's obviously has a higher budget. I watched this movie and I was thinking, this looks like something I'd watch in the summer, but I'm glad it releases here because we have a stacked summer and I don't want this movie to get overshadowed, even though it probably will by Wuthering Heights, you stupid, dirty couples! Go watch this movie. If you have a significant other and she's like, let's go see Wuthering Heights, or even if, like, you're the girl and your boyfriend's like, oh, I want to see Wuthering Heights, break up with them instantly. Watch Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. If they don't go to the theater to see this movie and they go to see Wuthering Heights instead, break up with them. I'm kidding. Don't break up with your significant other over a movie. But I will say, physical violence, you might. I'm kidding. I don't condone physical violence. I'm just saying, go watch this movie on Valentine's Day weekend. This movie is... I'm not going to watch Wuthering Heights because I'm a single 20-year-old male. What would I gain from watching Wuthering Heights? 20 views on my YouTube channel? Sure. Let's go spend money to watch Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi do the Devil's Tango. I'll pass. I'm getting off track. What was I even just talking about? Oh, yeah. How amazing this movie is. The themes, man, in this movie are great. We've obviously seen movies about AI and tackle AI before, but I think this one does it better than probably any of them. It doesn't shove it down our throats. We handle themes like AI, school shootings, but it's kind of just like there. Sometimes it's played off as a joke. And when I say school shootings played off as a joke, you might think that. I'm like, whoa! School shootings as a joke? Not cool, man. I look at that and be like, I like it because you're not shoving it down our throats. If we tackled that subject matter in a much more serious way, this movie becomes so much more depressing. Instead, it kind of just tackles the problems with society and kind of how AI, technology, all of that, how that is one of the primary reasons. And the themes really work in this movie. And as someone who does believe, as Twitter this week, there's a video circling on Twitter of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt fighting, and it's AI, and it looks so bad, but it also at times looks realistic. It's getting better, and it's scary. And with that circling around this week, and then we get a movie about how AI is killing us, that's awesome. And I love that. And this is Gore Verbinski and his war against AI. And I absolutely love that. The movie's hilarious, obviously, not only with the interactions between Sam Rockwell and this cast of characters that made me laugh, but there's so many well-written jokes in here, and the script as a whole is just really well-written, sets up numerous plot lines throughout the entire film that are just resolved perfectly in the end. Again, the ending is a little bit unsatisfying, the way that the movie leaves us off, but I'm alright with that, because I can just imagine the movie ended 10 minutes earlier instead of going on for 10 extra minutes and ending in an unsatisfying way, because the way that our characters that we've been following throughout the entire movie leave off is really satisfying. Our reveals are really satisfying, and I'm excited to watch this movie again, because it's kind of like that movie that I'll notice individual things while watching this movie and be like, oh, that comes into play later on. It's a really well-written script with the jokes, the characters, the plot lines, the reveals. It's all really well written. And it's a modern-day blockbuster. Again, how often do you see original sci-fi? I could just sit here and say original sci-fi 10,000 times, and that's good enough for a review from me, because go watch this movie. It's original sci-fi, and sometimes original sci-fi movies come out, and you're always like, oh, go see the movie, and sometimes they'll be alright, or they'll be good. This one's great. Like, I watched it, and I was constantly blown away, like, this is like a movie that would come out in the 2000s, the 2010s, that kind of big action blockbuster that we don't really get much of anymore. And one released today, and I saw it today, and I'm like, that's awesome. I'm excited, because we got an original sci-fi movie out in theaters. Watch it now. That's all I need to say. I don't even need to go on with this review. I'm excited. And aside from that, you look at like movies like One Battle After Another, and people are saying that's the defining movie of the decade. Yeah, whatever. I don't really watch movies about politics or whatever. And there's no use denying that One Battle After Another isn't a great movie. It's a great movie, obviously. But, like, it's caused fights between me and my family because it handles political topics and, like, oh, the movie's too liberal. Oh, it's got bad themes. Oh, I don't want to talk about politics when I watch the movie. And, like, it's kind of that kind of conversation, which kind of leaves a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Again, I'm not diving into politics, but I thought the movie is great. But at times, there's some things in the movie I don't quite agree with. So, I think a movie like this is better to discuss and be the defining movie of the decade. Because again, in an era where AI is so popular, I downloaded Sora AI on my phone for one sole reason: to take pictures of my brother and my dog and make them dance. That's it. That's all I use it for. Sometimes I use ChatGPT to help me with my math homework because I'm lazy. But there's no use denying that people are using ChatGPT to quit being creative, to ruin the creative element in the world. And this movie tackles stuff like that with the themes, the direction. I mean, dude, it might be the most defining movie of the decade when it comes to stuff like that. And it's handled so perfectly. It's paced really well. You got the great action sequences. You got the great character moments. It's accessible for everybody, but it tackles the deep themes, and it's just done perfectly. And again, original sci-fi film out in theaters now that is just really great. And it's a movie I'm already dying to go rewatch. As soon as I sat in my car, I'm like, I kind of think I want to walk back in and watch it again. Unfortunately, I got to work tonight, so I kind of had to get home, film this review, get the review out, and then go to work. So I couldn't, but I'm already trying to find another time to watch it again. I love this movie. I think Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die was great. The ending, again, a little bit unsatisfying, but man, a movie that is so perfectly put together, is paced really well, and has all of the things I talked about in this review. Like, this is a movie that I'm ecstatic about. And again, this review might seem a little bit off and a little bit awkward and don't quite know the direction I'm going. But that's because my mind is still spinning, because it does everything so perfectly well. I promise you, when you go check out this movie, it'll be unlike anything you've ever seen. Ever. And it does it so perfectly. I'm excited for you guys to go see this movie. I'm excited to discuss it with you guys, and I'm excited to see it again. Before I give you my final score of Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what are your opinions on the movie if you have seen it. If you have not seen it, are you excited to check out Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die after my review? You better be. You better go check out the movie. And if your girlfriend's like, oh, or boyfriend, I'm not going to genderdize here. If they're like, oh, let's go watch Wuthering Heights. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi are in the movie. Say, no! We're gonna go see Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And you're gonna like it! Dang it! With that said, this movie's great, tackles the heavy themes, looks great, the cast is phenomenal. It is unlike anything I've ever seen. The ending is a little bit unsatisfying, which is going to hold it back from being an A+ for me, but it is good enough to be an A, and it is a movie that you absolutely... Actually, you know what? Screw it. It gets the Zach D Films seal of approval. I'm not going to lie. I told myself it was getting the 4K, must buy it on 4K, but like the more I think about it, I'm like... This is one of the best sci-fi blockbusters I've seen in a long time, and I cannot wait to check it out again. All right, with that said, we got Cold Storage, a movie, and I know I said I'm not going to see Wuthering Heights, but me and my best friend are going to start back up our podcast. I'll talk about that later on. And we're going to talk about bad movies, and I think it'd be really funny for us to go see that movie, so we might watch that movie. But plenty of reviews coming soon, and with that said, subscribe.